Hi Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your money and career reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Pisces. Money and career, Pisces. Money and career, Pisces. Money and career, Pisces. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Awesome. Okay. You see this? Okay. All right. So think of this as a tree. This is the bark and the roots of the tree. And these are the branches, the foliage of the tree. So let's see what the tarot has to say. We're starting off with the Nine of Wands and the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is, of course, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Excuse me. Then we have the moon. So Pisces, this is us. Coming through, we're represented by the moon in the major arcana. We're represented by the cups in the minor arcana. And then we have the Nine of Cups. So there's a gift that we have that we're not really seeing, and we're stressing over something, and it's something that we're trying to prove to everybody else that we're not. So this is a time where it's kind of like, oh yeah, I'll show you. And this is just to be aware of that, because that, oh yeah, I'll show you attitude is going to permeate into everything. We feel like we have a lot to prove during this time. We have the World and the Ace of Cups. So God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing us a gift just for us, which is really quite beautiful. We then have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is prosperity within work. Also, this is earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And then we have the Seven of Cups. There's something about a dream coming forward, like being able to make money off of that dream. For some of us, there's a sense of a cleansing happening internally, where we feel like, oh wow, there's more here than I realized. There's more to me than I thought. I was selling myself short. And we're going to really see during this time that we have been selling ourselves short. So let's look at the chakra energy for this time. Pisces, money and career, Pisces. Money and career, Pisces. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Clarity, this is the third eye chakra. So when it comes to clarity during this time, we have to be very mindful of what we see as to be true and what actually is true, and also the opening up of our third eye in order to be empowered. So this is going to be a time where we think, oh my gosh, this always happens this way, or we'll start to see patterns in things that can make us feel very down on ourselves. We as human beings, we like to tell ourselves stories. We like to see the history within things. So we have to be very mindful of if we're seeing patterns like in our family, and if it's like, okay, this happened, each generation, this has happened, so it's going to happen to me. And instead of saying each generation, this has happened and this is going to happen to me, to say, you know what? I'm freeing myself from a generational curse. I'm freeing myself from hardships and pains and disappointments. I'm seeing my talents clearly and powerfully, because that's going to be what sets us apart during this time. If we can see our talents, and instead of saying, oh, I have these talents, and being like, yes, I have to claim them or else I'll lose them, or I have to claim this through, this force. It's like, just being able to see things, just being able to understand things, just being able to open up to ourselves, that starts to lead to a clarity of spirit, a clarity of soul, a clarity of understanding that changes the landscape of this time for us. So let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. What is the energy that Pisces needs to be mindful of? Money and career. What is the energy that Pisces needs to be mindful of? Money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, okay. This is the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is, of course, career energy. So Wands equals career, Pentacles equals, money, and then, of course, the Cups equals emotions, and the Swords equals the mind. So we have this energy around career. Now, this can be somebody that we're working with that really wants to make it. They are so gosh darn determined that they're going to make it, they are going to succeed, they're going to be empowered and emboldened, that it doesn't matter who they step on. In order to get to the top, they're going to do it. So there's this real sense of, we want to have this work camaraderie, but also to understand, I have to take care of me, because there are going to be plenty of people who are more than willing to stab me in the back to get what I have. Now, there's also the sense of career becoming very much a focus for us and very much all-consuming. So we have to step back from that just a bit to have a lot of clarity within what we want, what we desire. Because if we get caught in the rat race, the hamster wheel, we'll never get off of it. And that does not mean that we don't want our careers to succeed. What it means is that we don't want to be consumed by these ways of, like, these checkpoints, this way of saying, oh, I've done better than this person, oh, I've done better than this person. It's always going to be a competition. It's like, no, I need to claim my power, my grace, my beauty, my talents. Even if I don't think I have talents, during this time, we are really combating the energy of what other people think of us. And so as a Pisces energy, as a water sign energy, we're very sensitive to this. We're very sensitive to what other people think, especially around career. We can think, oh my gosh, they're disappointed in me, or oh, they thought I should be doing better, or this person said this, X amount of years ago, and I've never been able to shake the shadow of those words. And this is a time where we have to see how hard we've fought, how far we've come. And yes, there can be more that we want to do. There could be more that we want to achieve at. But right now, we have to accept that we've done pretty darn well for ourselves. And in so doing, we accept that we are more powerful than we give ourselves credit for. So the Nine of Wands comes in, and the Nine of Wands is passion and determination and fire and focus and battles from the outside world, and everybody's telling you what you should do and what you shouldn't do and where you should be and what you shouldn't be, and it's exhausting. And here, he's faced the battle, and he's been exhausted, but he's still standing. And that's what we have to embrace within ourselves. I'm still standing. I'm still here. I'm still powerful. And the Knight of Swords is going to be this energy of, I can do it. I'm not going to let other people boss me around, tell me what to do. Now, we can get really wrapped up in what other people think during this time, is what we're seeing right here. And this is going to be something to be mindful of, because we have this energy of the Knight of Swords around us that says, I'm just going to go for it. Screw all of this. If I don't act now, when will I act? So we can be very rash about the decisions that we're making, because we want to see ourselves elevating. What we're not seeing is the blessing that we have. What we can be really underselling during this time are the powers of who we are and of what we bring to the table. The repeat of the number 9 shows that we are coming close to a completion of a cycle, career-wise and emotionally. But there's also a sense of a wish being granted for us. So something that we really desire being granted, but we have to have the clarity of mind, understanding, and reason to be able to take it. With the Knight of Swords, when it comes to the individual self, this is us being the hero of our story. This is us, like, crashing down the walls, slaying the dragons, slaying the mental monsters that guard against our gifts, that guard against what we most hold dear. Because what we most hold dear usually comes under attack by the rest of the world. Not because it comes under attack more than other things, but because when it is attacked, we feel it more. And so here we are looking at this slaying of a dragon, this slaying of this monster inside, this nightmare inside that has kept us held back. We also start to cut through the poison of the world, the negative comments of others, the harsh looks, the doubts, the angers of other people. And then we start to ascend. We start to raise our energy vibration. We start to see more of what we want, more of what we desire, more of what we're moving towards. And as we ascend, we awaken up the part of us that has been sleeping for too long, the part of us that does not understand the gentle grace of who we are and what we desire. This is the warrior card. This is one of the warrior cards. And with the swords are all about being the warrior. It's all about here the accumulation of the skills that we have been gaining our whole entire lives and really putting them into action, because the sword is a weapon. It is the only weapon within the tarot. And to hone and use that weapon in order to be a knight is to stand above all the rest. It's also to act with the most speed during this time. And that's why we have to be mindful, because we're really going to have, again, that sense of, I have to, fight what other people are saying. I have to prove them wrong. So we're going to charge forward. And if we charge forward without thinking, if we charge forward in the heat of emotions, what we're going to do is wind up stabbing ourselves with our own intentions and not getting to the place that we really want to be. It moves us to the moon. The moon is the essence of ourselves. And we might say, why is fear the essence of me? Because if we can overcome our fear, we can conquer the world. And you might say, okay, well, that's true for everyone. Yes, it is. But it's more prevalent when it comes to a Pisces energy. We have this tendency to let fear hold us back, to let fear, wiggle into our minds and really, through great imagination, through great creative ability, to really let it take over if we can. If we can let go and let that fear really come forward, or if we let that fear really come forward, it can take over everything. And what this is saying is that our subconscious and our conscious self has to face the fears and see the blessings of divinity. And that's with I think it's the yud. Yes, that's with the yud right here between the towers. It's like, if we can see the blessings of divinity, we can cross through the gate that they are making. We can cross through the waters and rise unto the hills. And then we have the lobster here. And a lobster, when it has increased serotonin levels, becomes bigger. And when a lobster becomes bigger, it becomes more powerful. And so we're going to see here, it's kind of like with a lobster. When a lobster becomes more powerful, increases more serotonin, it feels better about itself, it achieves more. So during this time, we want to achieve more. So increasing our serotonin levels, making sure that we get good night's sleeps, making sure that we're taking our vitamins, and looking at things. If we have a bad digestive tract, maybe taking the vitamins that melt in your mouth instead of the ones that you have to swallow and digest. There's a real sense here of seeing what makes us powerful, what makes us driven, what guides us, what heals us, what helps us, and what makes us less afraid within this world. And taking care of ourselves gives us the power and the ability to really push forward, to really embrace what we desire. And there's a blessing to us that we ourselves do not see instantaneously, or maybe do not see at all. The Nine of Cups is the minor arcana wish card, yes, most definitely. But it's also a sense of sitting here, being like, I'm guarding what I need to guard, or I'm sitting where I need to sit, and I'm not seeing all the blessings that I have. I might be guarding them, I might kind of know about them in an abstract way, but I'm not utilizing them. I'm not taking them and letting them be a part of me. And so this is a time where we have to look at our gifts, even if we think, oh my gosh, that's such a silly gift. Like, who is going to be interested in what I'm interested in? Who's going to see the worth in what I do? But by focusing on who we are, the essence of ourselves, we call forward the blessing that gets to shine. And the blessing that gets to shine gets to propel us into the world. Now, it doesn't mean that we become famous, because that's an interesting pill to swallow. What it means is that we start to see our place within the world, within what we want, within what we desire. We start to celebrate ourselves more, the way that we move forward, the majesty of ourselves, the celebration of accomplishment and success, where once we only thought that there was going to be strife and heartbreak and disappointment, and it leads us to a healing. Now, when we get the Ace of Cups, and because we are water sign energies, this is a gift that is just for us. It is a healing. And when we have a healing of the Ace of Cups, it stirs up our emotions. And this is a time where we're going to be more sensitive. And yes, we're more sensitive anyway. We can just see that from the root of us. But when the sensitivity comes forward, it can lead to tears. It can lead to a cleansing. So you might find that your stomach is a bit upset. You also need to drink more water during this time, is what Spirit is saying. That's just a good all in all thing, is to drink more water. There's a sense here of peace coming in. There's a sense of a lot of the hurts and the pains and the disappointments being looked at, being realized, and not having them be the defining factor of who we are. They're kind of washing through us. And we're releasing them from holding us captive. And as we release them, we start just to feel a bit of peace, just that sigh coming over us, that bit of peace, that bit of centering. And as we release the negativity, we have the Queen of Pentacles coming in. And the Queen of Pentacles is prosperity, it is abundance, it is bounty, it is a sense of nurturing our gifts. And now the Queen of Pentacles, unlike the King is center stage, the Queen is more behind the scenes. We're going to be really looking at money behind the scenes. We're going to be looking at things not because everybody else has to know. This isn't going to be a braggadocious time. And we may not have a lot of braggadocious times in the future, because there's a real sense here of I'm keeping what I'm doing to myself because I'm succeeding where I need to succeed. I'm achieving where I need to achieve. And I don't need everybody else to know about it, which seems to be very much in contrast with what the world thinks. Like what we do now, we post everything instantaneously and we share everything every 5 seconds. And it's like, stop. There is a sense here of really needing to nurture these gifts within us, really needing to nurture the prosperity that's bringing us forward, and to redefine the way that we think of success, the way that we want success, and what we think about money. Now, money is a fantastic thing. I'm never going to say it is not. As somebody who once upon a time had like no money and just knows all the hardship and the pain and the anguish that comes with that, I will never diminish the comfort that money can bring. But it's seeing what it is exactly that we need in order to be stable and successful within our lives. It can be decluttering. It can be, doing a sale, selling things online and saying, I'm purging myself of this. I don't want it. I don't need it. And I'm not taking it along with me anymore. There's also a sense of, what am I planting? What am I planting? What am I growing within myself? How do I want to move forward? Where is it that I want to be? What is it that I desire? Because this is going to be a time where we're doing this shift. And the shift turns from being somebody who people look at and say, oh, okay, to being somebody who starts to nurture wealth and prosperity within others as they nurture wealth and prosperity within themselves. So we really start to open up the doors. People see us as somebody who innately has the answers. Now, we can very well be talking to somebody during this time who's very successful at what they do, maybe not in the financial sense of the word, but even in just knowledge. We can be talking to somebody, having a mentor come forward, or this person who acts as a mentor during this time to help us realize our hidden potential, help us uncover what was once clear to us and we feel like we lost. Because this is the time, again, of the third eye chakra, of clarity coming forward, and clarity being something that is a part of us that comes in, but also tends to slip away at times, because this is where we need to pay a bit of attention to really work with. So the Queen of Pentacles really does give us this foot up, really does have us look at things differently. And this doesn't have to be this person, this mentor, doesn't have to be somebody we know in real life. It can be somebody we stumble across on YouTube or another form of social media platform where we are just inspired. It can be a book that we're reading. It can be something that we're watching. But it helps us look at our own particular skills and seeing them as something that is prosperous, and prosperous in a way that maybe we ourselves haven't thought of, a diversifying of skills and passion that hadn't come to us before. And it leads us then to our dreams, that hidden thing that gets to be revealed, that sense of bringing our dreams from hidden in a closet, hidden away so that the rest of the world doesn't hurt it, to bringing it forward and saying, but this is me. This is intrinsically who I am, and I have to let it shine. So let's see how Spirit would define this reading for you. Please define the reading for Pisces. Please define the money and career reading for Pisces. Please define the money and career reading for Pisces. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, there we go. It's the Four of Cups. Okay, that makes perfect sense. So with all of this, we're getting a gift. And it doesn't feel like a gift. We're not really looking at it. We're looking at what we have right now. And this is going to just dump over our heads. It's going to be kind of like being hit with really icy cold water, which is not fun, but really does jar us awake, really jars us into the present. So that's going to be something that's going to be, it's actually going to be really good for us. Now let's see our spirit animal message. Pisces, money and career. Pisces, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. The elephant, learn from the past. That's beautiful. What we are building here is a strong and solid foundation. And we're building off of the past, but we're not being defined by the past. Learn from the past and we will see ourselves grow. Learn from the past and we will see ourselves wise. And that's something that's really quite beautiful. Our subconscious spirit animal message is the dolphin spirit, this and that is true, which is very much a Taoist sentiment. You know, there are differing, there we go, points of view. There are more than one ways to see, or more than one moral to take away from a story, more than one ways to see a story or see a piece of art. And so the sentiment that this and that is true is not that everybody has to agree with me, which is what our world tends to think right now. It's that the beauty of the contrasting opinions, the beauty of the voice, the individual voice gets to come forward. And we get to see that there is so much more to this world than we realize, and so much more to ourselves than what we had originally thought. And that's only truly understood by being challenged. And so we are going to see ourselves a bit challenged during this time and a bit wiser because of it. It leads us to our subconscious chakra message, which is grounding the Earth Star Chakra. We're looking at how we're planting our roots and where we're planting our roots. Is it in soil that is nourishing and, just delicious and smells great when you dig it up, Or is it in that soil that's sandy and harsh and rock-filled and just doesn't grow anything? And if it does grow, it has to fight for every single inch it gets. What is our soil? What are we surrounding ourselves with? What are we feeding our souls? How are we growing ourselves? Our subconscious person message, energy message, is energy to be mindful of, there we go, is the King of Pentacles. This is a sense of only being after money, just like we're being mindful here only to be after career, which it doesn't sound like a bad thing at all to say, I'm really going to focus on money right now, I'm really going to focus on career. If we do this, we can be astoundingly successful. So just to put that out there. But we're being told to be mindful of losing ourselves to the never-ending I want more sentimentality. There's a real sense of saying, yes, world, I see what you're saying. I see what you're bombarding me with commercials and everything. But I also know what I want. And it's time for me to embrace my gifts and my passion and what I desire from my world. It does not mean that we quit our jobs, run away, and join the circus. What it means is that we start to let our uniqueness, we start to let our power shine through. And we let that become a absolutely brilliant part of ourselves. The King of Pentacles is saying, be very mindful of the energy that says it has to be just like this. We cannot deviate from this form. This is the way we know to make money. This is the formula that we know to be successful. And it doesn't say throw that out the window and just, dance naked in the rain. What it says is that what we have to do here is look at the tried and true, but also bring our own personal touch to it. And if that happens to be dancing naked in the rain, so let it be. Let ourselves express and have fun and just embrace jubilee and in one way or another. And so then it leads us to this subconscious message as it defines this reading, and it's the Ace of Wands. It's a new beginning. The Ace of Wands is a gift from God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, when it comes to career, when it comes to our passions, our reason for getting out of bed in the morning, what we want, what we desire, and what we need from life. And so here we're really starting to open up to new avenues, to a new sense of this is what's important to me. And it brings us then to our subconscious tarot reading, our subconscious message, our subconscious tarot reading, which is that the words of others have stung us. And that's going to be something very powerful during this time, Because the Three of Cups, yes, it is a celebration of those who love us. But the Three of Cups for me is also those who are supposed to be on our side, those who are supposed to love us, who are supposed to be a part of us, but they just couldn't. Through nothing wrong with us, they just couldn't be there. It's like their time in our story was done, and it was time for them to leave. And this is very hurtful if it is a caregiver. This is very hurtful if it is a lover. This is very hurtful if it is a friend. But it teaches us something. It makes us wiser. It makes us stronger. And this is a time where we start to realize, you know what, I can't rely on everyone. Or we start to really come to the powerful understanding that it's not in everyone else that our faith should be placed. It's in ourselves, in our connection with divinity, and our questioning, and our seeking, and our power, and our discovery. All right, Pisces. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the very essence of ourselves, as we face fears and turn them into blessings, and as we start to see the real power of our worth and our wishes start to come forward, start to come true. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Pisces.